I just want to go to a bunker so bad.
Okay.
If you're somebody out there and you have like a really badass bunker, invite us out. I'm just like fascinated by all the different types of bunkers. There's luxury bunkers. I know there's just, safe little cellars you can go into, but there was one in Vegas. There was one in Vegas that I saw that came up on like Zillotastrophes or something, but it was like an underground house. Like they made their basement look like a house with an outside that's still underground with like a pool and everything. And
but
apparently
it's all underground?
Yes. It looks just like you're in a normal house, but you're underground in a basement.
Wait, Jersey Shore stayed in a very popular bunker, and it was
it
an
almost looks like
house.
It's a reality show house in a way. And apparently it's like in Vegas, I think in that area.
Yes, that's
and they
exactly
have
where it
parties
was.
sometimes. Like people in the comments.
Weird.
Yes, that's okay. This is what it looks like.
Wait, we've all seen this before.
Oh,
that's in Cape May?
Or did you
No,
send me
this
this?
is in
Matt? Maybe you
Vegas.
sent me this.
Oh, see, I want to go to that. I would just love to go to like a party.
Matt, tell me that. Why does that look like a Squid Games map? It's like
does.
they wake up in there and like the next game is.
There's one that I saw, like this guy was on TikTok showing like his like bunker that he had like set up for his house or whatever. And he probably shouldn't have shown it, but he had like an old abandoned car just like on his property. And it just looks like a destroyed car that nobody would ever like look twice at or whatever.
Right.
You walk out to it, and if you open like the rusted door of the car, it reveals a door underneath the car.
Oh, there's so many shows like that.
And then you take like the ladder all the way down below the car, and then it goes to like
you've seen those movies and shows that like they always have that car that's like
It's like
burned down. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they open the hood and it goes downstairs.
crazy.
Definitely
Like
took
the
that
guy,
idea.
the guy did it though. Like
He made it happen.
He like did it in real life.
That's
But
badass.
it sticks out like a sore thumb. You show up, everything is perfect except for this car that's burnt down. You're like, this don't make sense.
Do you have to get like city approval for bunkers? Like I know that if you're building like an ADU, if there's something that's like visually obstructive for like everybody else.
I think if it's here, you need permits. But like if you're out in the middle of like the desert, I don't think you need
You should if you're going underground. I feel like that's a little bit more important, like structurally.
Exactly.
And like should have a permit. My favorite though is people doing their workarounds for like their community HOAs. People are so funny because they'll get like a bunch of complaints for having a boat in the front yard.
right.
Yeah.
So they're like, it's against the HOA. It needs to be behind the gate, blah, blah, blah. So this dude pulled it behind his gate and had a professional artist come paint the front of the boat on the gate.
Yes.
So it still looks like the boat is in the front yard, but it's behind the gate, and he just did it to be petty.
That's funny.
Dude, it's so fun.
I saw it too. It looks like real too. Like, you got a really good artist.
I love that. My favorite videos are people showing like the HOA community like coming and like harassing people. It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Are you legally required though to pay the HOA fee?
Yes.
That you have to. Otherwise you get kicked out or you cannot live there anymore? Will they fully evict you if you do not pay the HOA fee?
Like a full eviction is kind of crazy if something like that is happening.
But I'm like, who's evicting you? Like you own your house.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think it's just probably just constant harassment and nobody wants to be harassed.
Yeah. Or
right?
you get like
Imagine being
fined.
harassed.
Maybe. Like you get. Yeah. That's pretty great.
Should we jump? Should we jump into it?
Just jump in.
Yeah, jump in. Yeah, let's do it. I was trying to see.
It's
comment
time,
baby.
baby.
Let's go. Welcome back to Zane and Heath Unfiltered. I'm Zane.
I'm Heath.
I'm Matt.
I'm Mariah.
And we are Unfiltered. Thank you again for tuning into another week. Thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it. You're still here. Episode 267. Let's go.
Is that correct?
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
267.
Yeah. Wow. That's the
Whoa.
first time I ever got it correct. Amazing.
So as you guys know, our last episode, we were talking a lot about the fires that were happening in LA. As you know, we are all safe. The community is really uniting and all of that. But we covered so much of that the last episode, which basically was like, I think, our first one of the year. We hardly had any time to dive into, I don't know, our holiday break.
And honestly, as we're speaking right now, it actually looks like it's like really contained. And it's looking much better than what it did a few days ago. So that's looking good. I know these days were supposed to be like really crucial for the wins and all that. And it's looking pretty good. Cross our fingers. hope this is like the last we.
The wind's supposed to pick back up, but I think the firefighters and everybody are just like so on top of everything right now that they're like just doing whatever they can. Like,
and they have so much help coming
a new one popped up last night in Oxnard,
right?
And they handled that really quickly. So I think they're
is that near Ventura?
Yeah, Ventura.
Okay,
County.
Ventura, Oxnard. Yeah.
Last episode we never got to it, but I just got back from Florida, and I got to see my dad's Orlando house for the first time. Because he bought it like 2 years ago, and I have not been able to like visit him. I've seen him like outside of the house, but I've not been able to.
Your dad moved to Orlando.
He moved to Orlando. Yeah.
Oh, quick.
Him and my stepmom moved to Orlando. And for work, pretty much like my dad gets a lot of work in Orlando because remember what we used to do, like Disney and tourism and all. So they're there now, and they love it there. They're so much happier. I mean, it's so like I think lighting in a house is so important for your like mental health, and their house now is just there's so much light coming through,
like natural light.
Yeah, because you remember how dark my dad's house was. You've been there, right? How dark it is. It literally 10% light like goes through that house. Now there's light coming from every single corner of that house.
Oh, great!
And when you're in there, like your mood just changes, and so I'm really happy for them in that case. Like
they seem happier there.
They just seem happier. They're making friends with all the neighbors, which they never did back in the last house. Like they're just friends with everybody now. Like that makes me really happy.
Did they have friends already out there before they moved, or do they kind of have to make a whole new
no, they
circle
just
for
like
themselves?
they'll walk around the neighborhood, and then a neighbor will be outside, and then they go meet them, and then they become friends. And
how'd you get down there? Did you fly in?
Well, I flew into Orlando, right? And I then I had to take I stayed at my dad's for a few days, and then I saw Hidayah too, and then I took the Bright Line from there to Fort Lauderdale.
Which is like a new train system.
Exactly, because we'd always have to drive. I'd have to rent a car to like go to Orlando. That like sucks so much. But now we get to take the Bright Line, which is amazing. I didn't even know this shit existed until like just like a few weeks before I went.
Some rapid transit.
Yeah, and first of all,
finally, because it's so tough to travel like in Florida.
They need to
have
have
such
these
a long
everywhere.
state. Driving is like really annoying sometimes, especially with like all the congestion and everything. Like it's about time we have a train system in Florida.
So I got there. I bought my tickets. I got there. The station is nice, right? It's really nice. I'm so excited. In my head, I'm about to get on the bullet train. I'm like, y'all, I'm gonna get there so quick.
Got that Florida Shinjuken.
Yeah,
that's what it was called, right? The Shinjuken.
I forgot the name of it, but yeah.
And I get on, and it starts moving. I'm like, all right, when's it gonna pick up speed? I swear this bus feels like it's going 30 miles an hour. I'm like, oh really? You would think that was going to go faster.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like bikers next to me. I'm like, there's no way. But like, obviously you get there quicker because you don't have to stop or anything. But I'm like, just make these trains a little quicker. You spend so much time and money and just... You have all this land now.
They serve you turkey subs?
I treated myself with the.
You got first class.
I had to. I was like, it was like it went from like $60 to like 95. So I was just like, I'm gonna try it.
Right.
I'm gonna see if it's worth it.
I will say I would have done that too.
And
it's a vibe.
The much more turbulence on a train than airplane, but you know what? I was on the ground, and that's all that mattered to me.
Right.
They had the stewardess coming through with like
anything
the car,
from the trolley.
Anything from the trolley.
We'll take the lot.
Oh, and they have good shit too. It's not like, I think airlines suck with the food that they got available for you. They had like, it was like
really.
It was like, they got like the marble cakes. They got they got all the snacks. They got all drinks. They have some like different options.
Do you have to sit next to anybody, or do you kind of have like your area to yourself? Or
if there were like 100 seats in there, there's probably like 20 filled.
Okay.
It was really nice. Everybody got to sit in their own like little row. People like gave each other space. It was great. And the seats were big too. It was nice. You could sleep there.
How was the bathrooms?
Humongous. The bathrooms are big as this room.
Wow.
It's insane. So big. I can't wait to ride it again. But when I got home, I'm looking at TikTok the next day, and I see that the one of the Bright Lines just crashed. It was like the day after.
Crash it to what?
I saw it and I sent it to Zane. I was like, is this what you were like? Are you still on it? Like, I had no idea like if he was going like the next day, but it was the day before I sent him this video the day after, and
it was like a day apart.
Like a derailing, or it ran
what did it crash into?
An obstruction?
You're not going to believe it.
I need to look it back up because I forget exactly what it was.
A firefighter parked
Oh yeah.
on the tracks,
Parked a fire truck.
like on the rail.
Yeah. Even when I'm driving over a train track, even if it's green go, the thing is up, I'm looking both ways on a train track. You never know if that shit's coming or if something is off.
It's so scary. Like,
don't
I couldn't
wanna.
imagine, like, and when I first saw it, I was like, Zane has a fear of flying. And I was like,
If
the
Zane-
one time he
Imagine.
rides a train and this happens,
Just a new fear.
I can't believe
15 injured.
that driver.
Was he probably was the fire truck in an emergency and was trying to get past it and was trying to bypass it? Because it looked like all the other cars are
Look, Matt, in the
are
end of the
waiting,
day,
but he's trying to go through it.
I can't tell if his lights are on.
They almost need to like be on the same communication system at least. Like I understand, I guess if fire trucks have to like bypass.
but Matt, the head of that fire truck, when it was even before even passing that first track, he should have seen that coming.
Yeah,
There's just no way.
completely.
To me,
There's
it looks
also
like he
the
was trying to.
But I
the
guess it's
lights
such
are
a-
going, the arms down. Like,
Even if the arms or the lights weren't going off,
you look,
know-
I always look.
always look. Like if you see it coming from far away, you're like, don't gamble. Like it looks to me that he gambled it. The driver gambled that. He was like, I think I can make this pass.
Did he have an explanation for it?
I didn't see anything after that. After that, I saw that crash.
Oh my gosh!
But my
I guess
God,
'cause
terrible.
It's such a blind spot too. Like, but
Yeah.
if you've crossed it and you're at the front of it, you have no clue like what the rest of the tail of what you're behind you is. Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. I showed my mom that video because my mom was like, she could not believe that driver made that mistake.
That's bad.
Like that is like that should have been number one priority to make sure there was not a train coming through.
Why aren't the gates down?
Oh, the arms do look up in that video.
But the other cars at that intersection look like they are stopped.
Yeah.
So unless
Well, I think even if there's traffic, cars have to keep space. As you know how like whenever you're like in that intersection, it says keep space for that.
Yeah, yeah.
They have that on the track, so you never should be stopped on a track. Doesn't matter like if the light is green, light is red.
That's so like.
But baby, all love to my firefighters, baby. We know how hard they're working this week.
yeah, it's in still the whole situation seems like it's in such a state where it's like under investigation, so there aren't like answers exactly on like why was it crossing and stuff like that.
That train took it though. You saw that front? That train ate that. Like it was not dented as much as it should have been. They built them trains strong. But yeah, so I saw that. I was like,
Maybe I won't take the
or
train.
maybe wear my seatbelts on the train. I know you're
Wait.
supposed to wear it, but like maybe really make sure. Because you know on planes, you like take it off. You're kind of chilling. You should really keep those belts on.
That happened like a week or two ago. This was posted 5 days ago. Another vehicle collides with Brightline train in North Miami Beach.
What in the
Oh, I think that was a different one.
This is a different one, yeah.
Florida is just.
This wasn't a fire truck. It was just a car.
Yeah, Florida's like the Wild West.
Like, if you got the balls to do it and you're doing that, you better floor it and
I
get
know.
through it.
Bro, it's the same thing as like when someone like cuts you off, but they don't go quick. If I have to cut somebody off,
You're
and I feel
flooring
terrible. I am flooring. Like, there's no way that he can be pissed at me because of how fast
Yeah.
I just went after I cut him off. That's how it should be.
Yeah. Whenever we go to like New York, New Jersey, people cut you off left and right there, but I don't get mad because they're not like
They're accurate. It's
they're precise.
Yeah.
They do it quickly. Like if they merge in front of you, it's boom, and they're at this like they're going.
Yeah.
It's not like
Everyone's also on the same page there. Like everybody knows they do it.
like
Yeah.
people cut you off in Florida and they'll slow down and they'll do like 30. You're like, what are you doing?
the
There's
point?
also no accidents there. Like of how crazy that like people cut each other off.
Especially Manhattan.
Just no crashes ever.
people
it's
like
insane.
they're just like I don't know. I think they're just more aware while driving. It's a totally different like
Even
feel.
on foot. Like I like going to grocery stores there rather than here because people just stand. People have no spatial awareness.
People with their carts.
It's crazy.
I drive my car like I drive my car, baby. I am zooming through. When I
Zoom
cut
in.
people
Like you know
off.
exactly what you're there for. Get in and out.
Yeah. No duteruin.
We're not doing.
Speaking of New York, though,
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor of this podcast, Hers.
through Weight Loss by Hers, you can give yourself something to be excited about in 2025. You can spend the new year in control of your weight by losing up to an average of 9 pounds in your first month. This is based on data that real Hers customers have reported based on their personalized compounded GLP-1 treatment plans.
Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans delivered straight to your door if prescribed.
Hers offers a holistic weight loss program with personalized solutions, including compounded GLP-1 weekly injections, featuring the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy or oral medication kits.
After submitting an online intake form, a licensed medical provider will determine what plan is best for you. If prescribed, your program includes medication, ongoing care, and online support, all at one low cost.
Exactly. Weight loss plans are more affordable through Hers, with compounded GLP-1 injections starting at $165 per month, with a 12-month plan paid upfront for new subscribers, no hidden fees, and no membership fees.
So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time you find the best option that works for you through Hers.
So start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/Zane and Heath. Again, that's forhers.com/Zane and Heath.
One more time, that's forhers.com/Zane and Heath for your personalized weight loss treatment options.
Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required.
Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased. Thank you so much, Hers, for sponsoring this podcast. We love you.
You know how Hiday's been there for like 2 years? She is moving back to Florida.
Back to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to be going to Orlando with your dad?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's like kind of excited about it. And also because she's like left for like so long in my parents' eyes, where now she has I feel like she has this like kind of power where she can come back and be like, I'm an adult now. I've been away for 2 years. Like I can take care of myself. If I want to go somewhere, I don't like, you need to ask you. And I'm like, you know what?
There you go.
If you want me to come back, here's a list of things.
I'm all for it. I love that. I was like, you know what, Hidai? That was actually kind of smart that you did that. I was like, did you plan this from the start? She's like, no, I just don't like New York anymore. I'm like, okay.
When is she making the move back? Like soon or like?
To me, it sounded like it was definitely in the next it was after your guys' wedding.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow,
she's staying there. She's staying there after the wedding. I think she already talked to her friend. Her friend was like, cool, we'll find like someone to replace you.
Right.
And but she's staying there for the wedding.
And she's moving back in with yours.
My dad and stepmom.
Great.
Wow.
And she likes helping around. She loves like living with my dad, and so she like still like in her heart like wants.
I
to
think
do that.
she's
She's
gonna
a
enjoy
homebody.
like
She,
the
like,
cooking,
family
like with the
time.
family, because like
Yeah.
your dad loves to cook.
Yeah.
Batul loves to cook. Like I feel like they're gonna like.
That's
I think
that's
you got
like
a little
Italian
homesick.
culture. You just don't leave home.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Got a little homesick
Sorry,
for
Ma.
sure. I think I think she missed the cooking. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't
She
blame
missed
her.
the cooking because in New York, like you're not getting the food that like gives me and Hidayah like a very specific.
Yeah.
The halal food, the Indian food, the Pakistani food. It has to be very, very. You can't go to a restaurant and get that like that home cooking. Like,
Do they have those type of markets in LA, or is it not? Like, is it hard to get the ingredients for that?
It's like kind of hard. It's nothing's like super close to her. She has to like kind of like make a trip to go to those stores, and she has to take the train everywhere.
She also doesn't have like a big kitchen to work with, and she loves cooking and baking.
Yeah.
And you want her to be in her element.
It's gonna be nice.
But she's good though. She's like saving money. She's still working on that Snapchat, so
Get
she's,
it, girl.
she'll figure it out. But I think she was telling me, she's like, but I'm not gonna find my husband out there. I was like, that's fine. You can take your time. You can find him when you're 40.
Rush.
It's like that's the times we're in.
Yeah.
Is there a good Muslim scene in Orlando?
I don't know. I think they've visited a few communities out there that are like in different areas in Orlando.
Did they
Every
find
area
a
has
mosque?
a.
Have they been mosque shopping?
They're trying different ones right now. They're literally bouncing around. I feel like people do this with churches too. They bounce around and see which church they like. Do they do that?
Find out like what like we tried like a few in like our new area, and we found the one that like
which one you
What's
like the best.
leader called? Like the Oman?
No, Iman. But like I don't know if that's because
Iman?
there's a sheikh and an Iman. I don't know the difference. Sorry to my fellow Arabs that are listening. It's I forget exactly what it is, but yeah, they have like a
Are there like sermons in mosques? Like, does anybody like get up and be like, all right, today I want to talk about forgiveness?
Yes,
and they'll like freely speak on behalf of it, or okay,
they have that.
Okay, so yeah, there's like a personality you kind of want to find like a good match with whoever is like the religious leader.
Exactly, just like a church, they go to the Bible, they go to the Quran and tell stories, but they also bring in like life lessons. Like
okay, I just didn't know how much.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same kind of like cadence that they do in church too. But obviously it's like different.
I have another Muslim question.
Yeah,
your prayer mat.
I'm also not like a.
I know, but your prayer mat, when you have a prayer mat, do you have that for life or do you ever like get a new one?
You could, you could definitely change it up. I think it's just like having something that you've had for years or like it was passed down and you don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's definitely something that if you're evacuating, you're bringing it. Yeah. It's not something you're going to leave there. You're going to bring your prayer mat with you.
Are they expensive?
It's definitely an essential.
Are they expensive?
It's as much as a carpet. I don't like, but
maybe they're finely woven rug.
But in my head, I'm like, maybe they're blessed.
They have to be. I mean, I'm assuming
that's a great question. I just asked myself the question. Great question, Zane. It could possibly be blessed.
I bet wherever you're buying it from, it's been blessed. Or if they're on Amazon, are they blessed already?
No. The thing is that maybe like I don't. If I were to guess, it's not like that. They're not blessing the carpet. It's more like the stone that your head is on when you're praying. There's a
stone at the top.
Yeah, there's a stone you put your forehead on, and there's like different things you can use. I think that one's a little bit more specific on what.
Okay.
All the Muslims are saying, they're like, Zane, shut the fuck up.
Just curious. Thank you for sharing.
No, I'm talking about to me. I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't know if those are facts. Those are just like my brain speaking. You know how it is.
Something that I noticed when I was in Egypt, you know how you have like a little bit of like an abrasion,
yes.
like a almost like a callus.
Yeah.
It's a sign to show how much you pray and how committed you are.
Yeah.
Like, to have. And I was like, that's so.
Oh, in Lebanon, there was you would see like older people have like callus on their head, and
a lot of like the elderly out there, you would like see it, and I was like, I asked our tour guide, I was like, that's like from like constantly praying, and they're like, yeah, it's like
that's cool.
It's a sign to like show that you are so like committed and like how often and frequently you pray, and I was like, oh my gosh,
they're out there flexing, they're like.
or some guy's like, I got to get the callus. I got to get the callus. All respect. Some person who's just like, I got to show the guys how much I've been praying more than they have. Yeah. No. Okay. Well, Orlando. Yeah. So, okay, cool. Disneyland. They're going to get some Magic Kingdom passes or?
My dad hates like they don't like go there. Okay. They don't like visit I think it's just for work. Like, just the hotspots.
Want to go to Epcot. I want to go to Epcot so bad.
Have you been? I don't remember ever going to Epcot.
I've only been to Disney World once when I was a kid, and we didn't go to Epcot because it's like more for like adults, and I was 6 like when I went.
Like, and to me now, like as a kid, I was like, oh, that's boring. But now to me, it's like that's fun.
I want to do a drink around the world.
If you can't afford traveling all these countries, you just go to Epcot. You can kind of bounce around, try different, and all in one day. Are you kidding me? Or get that pass. It feels like
I feel like Epcot's definitely cooler for like older people to like do the drinking around the world like type thing.
What is inside the Epcot ball? Is there anything inside of it?
The Sphere, it's a theater.
Sphere. Is it I just always know there's a big ball, but is that what is it? Oh, it's a ride? A ride inside the ball.
Oh.
So you go experience basically the passage of time on Earth. Now, isn't there another ride? I don't know if it's at Epcot, but I know it's in Disney World, that it is a space simulator where you experience G-Force.
They used to have that, but they shut it down.
They did?
Yeah.
Because I heard people were like losing their, like pregnant women were losing their babies on that ride.
Oh, no. You see, I heard that people were getting like full panic. But it was more than normal than you would get on a ride.
But you experience it just G-force. But I'm like, what is... Because, the standard G-force is when they put you in that centrifuge for astronauts training and stuff. But I'm like, what is this room where they're like simulating it, but you're in a stationary spot?
Yeah, but you know what? I get it. Sometimes you want to make a ride and you really want to give them that experience. I know me and Mariah used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon. There were some rides that you wanted to make it go a little faster than it should.
Amen.
And
you put some extra trash cans. It's all right. For them to vomit.
Cans, a couple bathrooms next to the ride.
I had garbage cans everywhere.
You never know. But yeah, that was one of the rides where we're like, ooh, this was a mistake. Fucking G-force, like a G-force on a ride like that is crazy.
I've always wanted to do one of those space ones to see how high you can like withstand the G-force.
Oh, like they go up and you're like, all right, you ready for the next one? Ready for the next one?
Okay, that was 7. This next one we're gonna do 8.
I'm such a narcissist. I think I could like be the best at it. Yeah, like I think like they'll recruit me after for sure.
Is G-forces just make you pass out, or is it like everything like puke? Depending on what
it makes you pass out because like you have to like
You have to like breathe in a certain manner, because if you were just breathing normally, you would pass out. So you have to like hold your breath, release it really fast, hold it, and like maintain a bit of stability. That's how I think Dean Martin's son died.
Really?
What?
Dean Martin's. Well, it was like in the 80s.
I'm sorry. Can you put Dean Martin? Because
Dean Martin's son, or he was like a big hobbyist, or
that's who Deanie Weenie's named after.
No way.
Dean Martin Jr.
That's who Dean's named after.
Oh, that's where I've heard it. You guys have probably said it.
Well, that's what they
Dean
think
Martin.
that happened, because he went up in one of his like fighter jets because he loved flying them, and they believe that he hit a G-force and he passed out and was not able to like take control of the.
So you can have a blackout and you can have a red out.
Been there. Red out. And red out is G-force blackout.
So red out is when like the blood all rushes up into your head, and blackout is when there's no blood getting up into your head, and you like.
Okay.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our next sponsor of this podcast, BetterHelp.
Every January brings you 365 blank pages waiting to be filled. In 2025, maybe you're ready for a plot twist, or maybe there's a part of your story you've been wanting to revise. You know, life isn't about resolutions that fade by February. It's about picking up the pen and becoming the author of your own life, baby.
Exactly. And think of therapy as your editorial partner, helping you write new chapters and create the meaningful story you deserve to live.
And when I think therapy, I think of BetterHelp. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide.
And you're going to get access to a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties.
And you can easily switch therapists anytime and no extra cost. I just love the convenience of having a therapist in the comfort of your own home. You can be in your pajamas. You don't have to drive all the way downtown, all the way across the
gas money. Don't even get me started.
It's just really nice to talk to somebody that's not your best friend. It's not your wife, your uncle, your grandma, grandpa. You're talking to somebody that is a licensed therapist and can give you actual advice that is unbiased.
Exactly. So if you're ready to write your story with BetterHelp, all you have to do is visit betterhelp.com/Zane and Heath, and you're going to get 10% off your first month.
Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Zane and Heath.
Thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast. We love you. If you're like pulling up, like in a plane, you're everything is like rushing down, and like the downward force, like if you were to push down.
And what's a brown, like a green out? Is it a green out or brown out?
That's too much weed, baby.
Oh, yeah. What's a brown out? Or is that not one?
That's when you're drinking and you don't quite black out. You kind of have memories.
Yeah.
That's a brown out.
Okay. I love learning. This is why I do the podcast. I don't teach. I learn.
Those that can't do, teach.
Yes.
And those that can't teach
gym.
Did you guys have a good like gym teacher growing up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Loved
for
my gym
PE,
teacher.
were they like really fun?
Loved.
And he played a bunch of games.
Miss
and stuff?
Troxel.
What was your favorite like PE game?
Kickball.
What year? Elementary school, middle school?
Elementary. Well, we only did PE for 6th grade of middle school.
I thought it was middle
and then
school,
it turned
yeah.
into athletics for 7th and 8th grade, where you were like doing football and like full commitment to a team sport.
I loved the scooters with the obstacle courses, and you would like race other teams.
Yes, we would play Survivor.
Yeah, like things like
the
that.
Survivor theme song, and we would have these like obstacles where you would get on the scooters, then you had a hula hoop.
Yes, the hula hoop.
I don't know, go through a little.
My kids aren't going to Florida schools. I'm sorry. Like, why every time this side of the room always
They
has
had a
the
totally
best childhood in their schools?
You had to have
fun
done
stuff.
something.
We had kickball and a balance beam.
Well, no.
We had the ball that was connected to the rope. What was that one?
Tetherball.
Tetherball.
I
We
think
had
you guys
that.
are just thinking about recess. You're not thinking about gym class.
No, I'm thinking about like middle school and high school.
we didn't-
Tetherball. Bring back tetherball. I've not seen a tetherball.
A lot of people got injured.
Do you remember tree topping? Like once you get it going, you would just like lasso it up at the top.
That's like the point of the game, right? Like you want to try to get that so the other team doesn't.
Tree topping was like illegal. Like you couldn't, but you had to get it like fully wrapped, but you couldn't just like knot it up at the top. There was like a cheat to it. Yeah, I love that.
Amazing.
And what was the other game? Oh, did you guys ever play a volleyball game called Nukem?
Yes, where you just catch it. What the hell was that about? We thought it was so cool because it was like a new. Right, do you guys want to play Nukem? Like you were just cool to know what that even is. It's just volleyball, the net, the ball, but instead of hitting it back and forth, they hit it, you catch it. You throw it, they catch it. That's
it's like
all it was.
volleyball for little kids because it's kind of hard to get like a bunch of little kids
a volley
to
going.
Get a volley going. So it was a way to
It's just throwing and catching.
And you would rotate, nuke them.
So it's
I always thought, I didn't realize it was like nuke them, like bombs. I
didn't realize until just the second.
I thought it was like newcomb, like honeycomb.
Or like a newcomer, like newcomb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't know how to play volleyball yet, so they're
newcomers.
They're newcomers. They're newbies.
The only thing that we played nonstop was, I think it was called Foursquare.
Yeah, Foursquare.
You just had the
on the ground.
That was a hard game.
And you would like hit it into theirs, and then you gotta.
That should be in Squid
and then
Game.
you would rotate to the next position if you like got somebody out, and then whoever was in that
you stayed.
number one corner.
Yeah.
Wasn't that kind of like spike ball, but like in a different?
Basically,
yeah,
very similar to spike ball.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that was the game.
Oh,
that is a great Squid Games game, by the way.
If they had an American Squid Game, Foursquare would be in it. Probably Wall Ball as well would be in it.
I don't think I've ever played a legit game. I don't even know what it's called of hopscotch. We always had the outline and people would just jump on it.
Because
you throw a pebble, you throw a rock.
And you have to skip the one where the pebble is in.
You've never
you just
played
find a rock on the ground and you throw it. If it lands on the 6, you can't touch the 6. But when
That's it?
you hop all the way there, you turn around, you hop back, and on one foot you pick up the pebble and then you keep going. Right?
Oh,
it's a silly game.
But you
silly,
have to,
yeah,
you
there's
just
not
have to
much
try to get
to
to
it.
9, right? And then you're good. Then you
but
win.
this is for children. Like
Yeah.
it's hard when you're a
I
kid.
bet you couldn't do it now.
Hopscotch?
I'd be stepping all over those lines. Yeah, no.
Just make it more difficult. Yeah.
I'm bow-legged. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Like make it a
Pigeon-toed.
platform.
Yes.
And there's nothing on the sides. It's just a cliff.
Right. Like the floor is lava.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I have an update on my camping trip that I took November.
Oh yeah.
You remember
yeah.
my backpacking trip?
Your
in Tennessee?
yearly trip that you take.
This freaked me out, and I just found out about it when I went home for Christmas. So my parents' neighbors, he is like a sheriff, like works for the prison out there and whatever. When I was out on my backpacking trip, he came across some information and didn't tell my parents so they wouldn't worry when I was out there. So apparently, when I was out there, there was a murderer on the loose on the trail that I was on.
The exact trail
In that area that I was camping in. So this dude killed somebody and would steal their identity, like their ID, and then go to another person and do the same thing.
Along the trail or just his whole...
So he did it and then went straight into the woods like where I was and basically was like trying to escape because he was on the run for weeks, like out in the forest where I was.
When you say steal their identity, just in a way where they'll meet new people and just say his name is that person.
He would just take their ID and he was like calling in and said like this hiker just fell off the cliff and but he was really killing them. Dude,
that's
literally where I was. He was on the run at the exact moment. And
oh my.
It made me think, and I was like, oh my gosh, the dude in the middle of the night, 3 a.m, that walked through my campground.
Oh.
I was like...
Could it have been him?
Did you get a good look at him?
No, but like...
He was by himself.
At 3 in the morning out
area.
there. It's very, very...
Crazy.
Nobody is doing... Like... And the fact that, like, I wonder if he saw, like, our camp light and, like, came walking and then realized that there was 5 of us there. And was like,
guys.
Oh, maybe, like, I'm outnumbered. But, dude, that hit me immediately when I found that out. Like, my stomach, like, everything dropped. And I was like...
What's the trail called?
Yeah.
The Appalachian Trail, the dude's name... Well, they ended up catching him weeks later. So his name is... Nicholas Wayne Hamlet.
Sounds like a killer's name.
They got a call from Hamlet, who identified himself as a hiker who had fallen off a cliff, running from a bear. Turns out he ended up just killing that person and called and said that was his ID and like that's who he was. So
how many people has he done this?
Oh, here's a timeline of events if you want to read that.
Yeah, so on October 18th, a 911 call was made and a body is found. And then the next day, police meet Nick, in parentheses. Hamlet takes a Greyhound to South Carolina, police. And then on October 22nd, police call Hamlet's wife, Taylor Fiber. And then on Halloween, he is spotted in Chapin, South Carolina, but is not caught. And then November 4th, the victim is named as Stephen Douglas Lloyd.
My hike was November 4th to the 8th. And during that time, 4th to like the 10th, they had he had been like spotted in Knoxville in that trail area.
Whoa.
That's insane.
Like that week.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know for sure if that was the dude that walked through, but
I mean, the timeline lines up.
I'd have been so pissed if you died on my birthday. That'd have been the worst birthday.
How can I make this about me?
How can I make this about me?
That's crazy. Yeah, Nicholas Hamlet does sound like either an author or a serial killer.
Oh yeah, there's something.
It's
very,
getting
like,
John Gacy Wayne.
Yeah.
What's up? What's
John
his
Wayne
name?
Gacy?
John Wayne.
Yeah.
His middle name is
His
Wayne.
middle name is Wayne. His whittle name.
His widow Wayne.
That is so freaky.
That's Heath.
That was definitely the same guy. It had to be.
I know next year, Heath, you're like 20 people.
I-
If five like guys on the trip like kind of saved your life in some way, I'd be like, let's up it by triple.
Dude, like
Make it impossible for anybody.
if I
to
would have
want
known that while I was out there, like I don't think I would have slept.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Oh,
it's good that you didn't like. Imagine you knowing that as you're out there. I mean,
It's just really funny that they didn't tell my parents because they knew my mom would like freak out.
yeah.
But yeah, insane. And I'm so like, I wish I could go back in time to that night.
get a
and,
good
like,
look at him.
Just
Or set up like your like hunting cameras, like just
yeah,
for anyone passing
not like
by.
approach him, but just be like, "What are you doing here right now?" Like,
I wouldn't have even said.
Yeah, no, that you don't want to you don't want to trigger him. You don't know if he has a. Did he say
he
what
was
weapon he
was
has?
armed.
He was armed.
I would have been just like, it's nice getting back out of here. All my time in the Marines
Yeah.
was just like, it was just so draining. But it's good like having all those skills from being in the Marines. And
what battalion?
I said something where you'd be like, oh shit, I shouldn't mess with this guy.
Navy SEAL.
Navy
I'm
SEAL.
a SEAL.
Maybe see.
God, so spooky.
And that's why I don't fuck with the woods. I don't fuck with camping in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, don't even think about going on another trip.
Exactly.
No way.
If you want to go camping, go to Big Bear. Get a cabin.
You want to go camping? Put a tent in the backyard.
We're not letting that happen again. It's too close last time. Too close.
Mhm. It is crazy how many people go like missing though in national parks.
Yeah, and they just suspect that like they
Animal or
anything
off
It's
the trails,
tough.
accident.
You don't want to go out with like
You gotta
no
pee?
like a mystery, like no closure.
I know.
So spooky.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to the next sponsor of this podcast, Shopify.
So it's a new year, baby, 2025, and you're thinking, how am I going to make this year different? Or how am I going to build something for myself? We're all dying to be our own boss. And if we can turn this business idea we've been kicking around to reality, that's awesome, baby. But I don't know how to make it happen. Shopify is how you're going to make it happen. And let me tell you how.
And the best time to start your business is right now, and Shopify makes it simple to create your brand, open your business, and get your first sale.
Exactly. You can get your store up and running easily with thousands of customizable templates. No coding or design skills required. All you need to do is drag and drop. Oh my, that sounds to me like a breeze, baby. I love that.
And their powerful social media tools let you connect all of your channels and create shoppable posts and help you sell everywhere people scroll.
Shopify makes it easy to manage your growing business. They help with the details like shipping, taxes, and payments from one single dashboard, allowing you to focus on the important stuff, like growing your business.
What happens if you don't act now? Will you regret it? What if someone beats you to the idea? Don't kick yourself when you hear this again in a year because you didn't do anything right now.
Hear this, established in 2025. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? So if you guys want to sign up for your $1 per month trial period, go to shopify.com/unfiltered, all lowercase.
Exactly. Go to shopify.com/unfiltered to start selling with Shopify today.
One more time so you don't forget, shopify.com/unfiltered. Thank you, Shopify, for sponsoring today's episode. We love you. What are we going to do to prepare for the TikTok ban? That's my main question.
What are we going to do?
I'm
most concerned about everything that I favorited and all my collections and stuff. The mood board of basically my life. Just things that I love that have just inspired me. Ideas you want to do in the future, interior design, recipes you want to make, all of it. It's now just trying to save all of those videos before they go away.
I'm still confused. I asked Zane about it the other night. So the 19th is not actually like a ban where you're not going to be able to access it. It's going to like another vote or something.
I think it's more of a decision made by the Supreme Court. Was that because they were saying journalists were in the room and this is what the journalists were saying?
Because this has happened a few times now where people are like TikTok is getting banned and nothing happened. What makes it different now where people are like, oh, it's actually happening? I can't see anything of why it's actually happening.
The thing that will determine if it's like actually happening is that you can't download the app anymore.
No, but like what, like, I guess I don't understand the step process of like, so they have to say yes on the 19th or no on the 19th, right? Like, and then there's the answer, like or is it 100% guaranteed?
The 19th is they have to make a decision by the 19th.
Okay, so it might not be.
Yeah, we might find out tomorrow, pretty soon.
And what is their excuse? Like the people who want it banned? Why are they saying they want it banned?
Because they're saying it's a Chinese app.
Yeah.
And Americans they can't like.
No, they're mad that we get all our information on it.
Exactly.
And we find things out before everybody.
We do really find out everything before everybody on that app. It's great. It's
like a safe space. They don't want us to have it.
The funniest thing that I've been seeing coming from this TikTok ban is everybody. I mean, people are just so funny. And like when everybody on TikTok is doing something, everyone's like, okay, we gotta really commit to this bit. So everybody is now flocking to this Chinese app that is a Chinese app. It's not like an app it is a Chinese app. When you go to the app store, it's all in Mandarin. Like it's owned by the Chinese.
Red Note.
It's called Red Note, but it's also called like in their Mandarin, the Little Red Book. It's like, I think it goes both ways, like the Red Note, Little Red Book. And the app, like the Little Red Book is actually from the idea that they came with this app is, did you see that clip where the girl's talking about how it's linked to the Little Red Book that the communist is like his favorite book. It's like his Bible.
Okay, like his Communist Manifesto.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes. And that's what they named this app after. So everyone's just like, this is amazing. Like if they're going to ban this app for it being a Chinese app, we're just going to flock to this actual Chinese app. And there's nothing they can do about it. We're going to delete Facebook. We're going to delete Instagram.
Oh my God, that's what it's named after? Is that?
That's what I've been seeing. And so in my head I was like, oh, this is I think everybody's just saying this, but they're not actually downloading it. People are posting screen recordings of them on the app. People are flooding this app. There are thousands of people that are engaging with these posts. There's everybody that's on this app already that are in China. They're all making posts. I'm like, who are all these Americans? What are they doing on our app? They're already making memes of Americans coming onto the app, just like what we would do if something is going on. They're making jokes already, and they're really good. And when you take so all the comments are in Mandarin, right? But you could switch the translation to English, and they're already making jokes, but it's in their language.
Wow,
so the jokes, like when you're reading as an American, you're kind of like, I get the joke, but because it's coming from their
translation type.
But it's so funny, and people are just like, Americans are commenting on like different Chinese people's like Red Note like videos saying like, how do you say work in Mandarin? Like, oh my God, how do you say slay in Mandarin? And they're all like, everybody's really communicating with each other on this app, and it's really funny, and people are just really committing to this shit. And everything that I've seen about this is just garnering so many views and so much engagement. I saw one that was like, had 12 million, 15 million views. And they're like, them saying, I'm going to Red Note. Like, I'm deleting my other apps.
So this is where everybody's going now.
This is kind of like retaliation. Like, fuck you guys. Like, you're going to take away this app that's going to lose. People are going to lose so much business. There's people that that work so hard to like make a career out of TikTok, which is like true. Like there are so many people that are making money and bringing
and just like doing good. I saw like a post about, do you know who SB Mowing is? Have you seen him?
The guy who does people's front lawns.
So he just goes around like neighborhoods and like helps people that can't maintain their home, their property, their lawns and things like that. And he'll just go clean up the entire yard, pressure water, like do all this stuff.
All of it.
All for free. And he's just like, I just like take pictures and videos, just
He must make a good amount of money because like people will watch the whole video because he just kind of like time lapses it and puts it in fast forward.
What a crazy business to have too, where you're doing this for free, but you are getting paid from views off TikTok. Yeah. So you're giving away all this free business and the person doesn't have to. It's such a crazy
win-win.
It's such a win-win.
There's that British lady who goes into just like disgusting hoarder homes and will clean up the whole thing for free.
But that's incredible because those people, like a lot of them like are just I don't have money themselves to even hire somebody to clean something like that. Yeah. Because that costs a lot of money to like go through and organize and clean that shit.
One recent one that just happened, that guy, he went to this old lady's house. I think her name was Beth. And she was just this like really grateful, like sweet old lady. And he cleaned her house and like he ended up starting a GoFundMe for her because she was like, all I do, like I just like I've always helped people and I just can't.
Oh, she's the one where they threatened to evict her if she didn't clean up the yard. But she's old.
And she's like, I've been trying to like get somebody to clean it, but nobody will come. So he started a GoFundMe. And then he went back the day after the GoFundMe. In one day, he gave her over $500,000.
Oh my God!
Right, they were able to
get.
That's
right now,
amazing.
it's up to like $800,000 that people have donated to this lady.
That's
in literally.
She doesn't even need to clean this. She could just literally get rid of it and buy a new house with that.
Yeah, with like
start over.
Turf, like
so
just
safe, a fresh plumbing, and like all of
her washer and dryer is on like the floor below, and she can't do the stairs.
Oh,
so she's had like a neighbor like come by like once a month to like help her like load her washer and dryer, and like right now what they're doing, they're trying to get her like a washer and dryer on the same level so she can like have access to that, and like her front has steps to even like get out of, so they're like just trying to like
just modify
use
the house
that money now to like help this lady. And
that's
it's
really
so
cool.
I'm like, if TikTok gets banned like that,
right, like somebody,
there's people doing good,
right?
know?
There are people that made it their career. Like me personally, I don't make money off of it, so I'm okay without it. But there are so many people that rely on it, and it's so hard. You can't just hop from one platform to another and expect the exact same
It's been proven
success.
time and time again that it doesn't work. It's hard.
It doesn't work. Yeah,
it
doesn't. There is nothing like it. Like it's people's resources. It's people's like livelihoods. People quit their jobs for it. Like
I love
it
how
really
it's just
provides for a lot of people.
Like they can just be under some random weird screen name and talk about like how awful their boss is at work, but they can't post something like that on like their Instagram.
It's so weird to see some shit like that on Instagram.
Instagram just needs to be a photo album. TikTok needs to be a video. Like it's too much. Everybody's trying to compete.
We've been saying that for years.
Another interesting thing too, though, I did see somebody talking about the whole Red Note thing, and they're like, and it's amazing, and there's no ads and like promo stuff like while I'm scrolling, and I'm like, but that's how people are making the money from like the TikTok fund,
right?
Like if they're like. That's why Vine didn't make money. There was no ads. Like when you're scrolling, like
there was no incentive just to create. Yeah,
right. So it's like it is a lose-lose because you like don't want to flood like ads and promos and stuff like that. But like that's what's able to pay the creators for making and like doing things like.
And the same thing for Red Note. I don't know if it's just like it's just a fad but like if everybody does flock to this app and it becomes like a thing, right? Red Note has to sustain with this many new people coming in. They have to figure out ways to generate money to keep the app and system going.
Like just revamp like the infrastructure to be able to host that many users online, like with the servers and everything. Like
yes, I'll wait until everybody is really like saying that they're on this app. And
I don't think it's going anywhere. I'm gonna be honest.
I know
big.
part of me,
I really don't
I'm
think
still
it's going
deeply
anywhere.
optimistic, but every day though I have a moment where I'm like, oh shit, I think it is gonna go.
I'm just try not to think about
it. We lived through Vine going away.
Yeah.
We have played these games before.
Did you see that?
Been around the block.
Oh my god! When that popped up, I was like, "This is why we should keep." I haven't seen that kid in years.
Meet on Mars, right?
Yeah,
I haven't seen him in years since Vine shut down. That was the last time I saw him, and then he pops up.
He pops, yeah.
And I'm just saying, I myself have not seen his face. Like he didn't pop anywhere on my feed. Just popped up, just on my screen, just for the first time.
It's so.
I did see a weird theory about the whole TikTok going down and a Vine revival, because technically Twitter bought out and owns Vine back in the day.
Right.
And they were saying they think that Elon is going to try to do some sort of play and bring Vine back because technically he owns
Vine, but the servers aren't there.
If Vine is 6 seconds, it's not going to work. It has
but like the platform in general, though.
It's the same style.
Yeah.
So we get our followers,
but it's just called Vine.
And Vine is a great name. It's always been such a good name.
Mm-hmm. How many followers did you guys have at the end of Vine? Not to be like, how many followers?
3.6.
Yeah, 3.6.
Good. Oh my God. How do you remember that?
Never forget.
I was 1.6.
That was your peak.
It was. You never forget it.
Wow, what I remember the day where like you pressed the app and it just didn't load anymore. That was really sad. Crazy. That was crazy because you didn't think it could happen. Like, oh, they're not going to get rid of this. There's way too many people on this app. People love it too much, and then one day you refresh and it just does not. And that's what would happen pretty much to TikTok. One day you just refresh and it's just
gone,
not loading.
Unless someone just has a really old iPhone 5 and it's like still on there.
I was even telling them this. It's like, when something is happening around the world, the first place you go to is TikTok because you know that if this is like something that's real or something that's like worth talking about, people are already talking about it, and there's already hundreds of videos of people talking about it on TikTok. I can't even imagine me going to another source for information.
Yeah.
Then
like
news,
if I was to
sure, but
search
it's the
something
fucking
on
news.
Instagram, I do not trust whatever's going to come up. Is just like a mess of content.
I love that TikTok. You can treat it as Google. I can't type something in on Instagram and find it.
No,
there's no way.
Like, yeah, they're listening to our phones. Maybe it's not the best, but hey, it works. It works, and they give you what you want and what you're thinking about.
Did you see the lawsuit going on right now? And Apple admitted to Siri listening to conversations when it shouldn't be.
I mean,
it just went down like a week ago, and Apple owned up and like admitted to it, and now they're having to do like a payout or whatever for anybody that's owned an Apple device, I think since like 2015 or something crazy.
What's the payout, like $50?
It's something stupid, and people are like, you listened to my conversations and stole all like and then you're gonna give me like $15, but yeah, it's like this huge thing right now with Siri.
Oh boy.
Explain this to a Victorian child.
But you're not like like it was we like had it was proof
it's
on our phone.
It's just nice to be like, yeah, no shit. Like, you know, like we've been saying this. It's
validating,
rewarding.
Yeah, very validating.
It is. It's like you're heard. You've been heard since 2015, but you finally feel heard. I have a little. I have news on our girl Woah Vicky.
What?
Did you guys see?
What?
Anything that like you never know if it's like a troll or not, right? Like she is just this like wild card, and you just gotta love a wild card, especially after meeting her. Like when
she should go on Love Island.
It's just something. She needs to have something, her own show, whatever. Because I remember before we had her on the podcast, we just didn't know. We're like, is this a real person? Is she like fucking with us the whole time?
Yeah, is it a bit?
Is it like a bit? And then after meeting her, it was on the show. It was like a perfect mix of both. But you still couldn't figure out if she was fucking with you or not.
She's aware. She's aware.
That is her personality, but she does have a great sense of humor. She knows she's trolling people.
Yeah.
But she does have that personality. Like, she's a very nice person who knows how to play the game. She knows what works for her. She's not dumb. She reminds me of a Paris Hilton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
she
a
knows
great
exactly
example.
what she's doing. Yeah.
So, Woah Vicky posted a tweet. This was the tweet. So everybody freaked out after she posted this tweet. I have kidnapped Vicky. She is with me in Nigeria. I am demanding $1 million for her release. So you see that, you're like, oh my God, like, you know, you don't like fuck around with.
Yeah.
But of course, Vicky is posting this, and everybody is just, you know, flooding her
Where
shit.
is she?
They're
her?
worried. They're pissed. There's probably people already kind of already tell that she's like trolling.
Yeah.
And she had to make an apology immediately after.
And what was the apology? Wait.
Yo, God bless, God bless. Sorry about that, y'all. I was just bored and having fun, just getting a laugh. It's all love, though. I'm just having fun with my brother. Everything good, though. I'm sorry about that. Please forgive me. Everything good.
But you gotta respect her. Video apology immediately after.
She knows
no time wasted.
She knows how to get people talking. You gotta respect it.
Yeah.
It's like JoJo Siwa.
She's such a mysterious person.
Yeah, she
does such
an
a
enigma
good job
of just existence. I have no clue. Like,
oh yeah.
Don't you leave tonight?
Yeah, we actually gotta go home and pack immediately after this. We're going to New Jersey. We got to go to our wedding venue. We have a meeting with like the head guy to like walk through everything and
just lock it in.
Last minute like decision making, things like that. And then we have another meeting the next day with the florist to go over like what everything is gonna like look like. And
are you kind of annoyed that like you're not able to do this over like a Zoom or you
We've done everything over Zoom for the past year. Mm-hmm. This is just because.
This is like the final, like
locking everything in. Like we would want to go.
Oh, okay.
The peace of mind of knowing that you had boots on the ground.
Because we were only there once when we toured it.
Yeah,
we've never been again.
I'm like thinking about imagine looking at flowers through a Zoom or pictures. Like you don't really even like, know the colors.
Our Zoom call with the florist was like me showing her our Pinterest board, and then she was like, "Okay, well, this is what I could do if you want to look at my Instagram," which was like helpful. And we kind of painted the picture, and now getting to see it on a table in person is like exactly what we need.
It is important to see.
It's also going to be really cool to see our venue again with eyes knowing that this is where it's going to be. Because when we first saw it, we were like blown away, like, wow, this place is amazing. And then we like saw other places afterwards and things like that.
We weren't picturing shit in like different spots.
Now to like walk in, we're going to be like, I don't know. I think it's going to like really hit us when we walk through and like, in a month, it's going to be...
We can picture our friends and family. We get to see what rooms we're staying in. It'll be... And it's not an inconvenient trip because my family lives there, so it's like just easy.
It'll be easy. Nice. It's also right next to like where we're like flying into, so it's going to be...
Is your mom going to go with you?
No, it'll just be us two.
Okay.
Like my mom called me... It was last night.
1 a.m.
1 a.m. her time. I'm like, hello? And she's like... I can't sleep. I can't stop thinking about the wedding. What can I help with? I'm like,
this was last night.
I'm like, Mom, it's 1 a.m. I was like, go to bed. She's like, I can't. She's like, do you need me to like, what do I need? Like, do I need to bring anything? I'm like, well, we still got time. She's like, I can't stop thinking about it. It's coming so quick. And she's like, what can I do? What can I do? And I'm like, it's okay. Just go back to bed.
It is very like I said, being long distance from our families, it is really hard to plan things together.
Yeah. Right now we've been doing all the things that I didn't really think about. So we've been like with the DJ where you have to pick out like what song the bridesmaids walk out to, the groomsmen walk out to, what the first dance for father-daughter, the mom and son, and then like our dance. And it's like just like that whole layout
songs
and breakdown.
Do not playlist.
Yes.
Definitely playlist.
That like I didn't think
that
about.
would take me a year to figure
so,
out.
Like,
no, Zane, cha-cha slide, no. Cupid shuffle, no.
But it's coming along.
Ooh, how exciting.
I can't wait.
I'm booking my flights today.
Oh, nice.
We don't have our flights. hope we can make it.
I'm literally waiting for them to book it for me to book it. I'm like, I'm not booking
Why
yet.
do you do that?
Well, it's. I mean, this is I'm only booking when you guys. But if I see when you guys are going, I know I need to.
No, but
at
you
least
do that for the holidays too, and then that's an extra load on us where we're like, shit, we have Zane waiting on us. Now.
I only do that because of the podcast. So in my head, I'm like, okay, when they're going, because I can work around other people's schedule. Like I don't have anything ever important happening at home. Like I can show up whenever. So in my head, I was like, they're gonna have something that they need to be there at a certain date for. So I'm like, I'm not gonna book it until this day.
But yeah, we're getting close. I don't know, it's crazy. Like you went through it, so like
Yeah.
like we're
I just
going
don't want it
through
to
it.
come and go.
Enjoy every moment.
I know.
Because it goes by like that. It's such a fever dream of everything, but it's such a relief when it's all done too.
This is going to sound very pick-me, but I am really glad that neither of us drink. I feel like the night will last longer.
Oh yeah.
And we're really going to be able to soak everything in and remember everything and
Yes.
just be so present.
Mhm.
I think it'll be really
you'll be
nice.
able to remember a lot of it.
Yeah.
When you're drunk, then it goes like this when you're drunk. So no, that's really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's really good.
What we did with my cousin's wedding recently, the bridesmaids, we made a list of notes to tell her like a couple weeks after the wedding, once everything was like settled down. we made a list of things that went wrong that we had to fix last minute behind her back.
Oh.
And she was like, that happened? Like, it was just a funny thing to sit down with the cousins and like go through it with her. And we were just, you have no idea, but so-and-so forgot their shoes. And we had to have a runner run out and go get shoes and have them bring them back before you notice. And she was like, what?
Oh, my.
Damn, that debrief is going to be fun.
You don't want the bride to know things so that they're not stressed out. Yeah. And I think that would be really
Riot is going to catch everything.
Okay, so let's jump into the unwind.
Yeah.
We're going to head out shortly. But thank you guys so much for watching another episode. We love you. And also, if you want to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Zane and Heath. We keep these cameras rolling. You get an extended version of every single podcast episode.
Raw, real, unfiltered.
You get early access to all these episodes as well. Ad-free. We post a bonus episode every single month. We do a live Q&A every single month. And again, patreon.com/Zane and Heath if you want to check it out.
You can check out these episodes every Monday, audio form on all the podcast platforms, and every Tuesday, video form on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Zane and Heath, where you can see our beautiful faces as you hear these voices.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week. We love you.
Ciao.
Toodles.
Peace and blessings. EXO. Download right now.